And concern tonight about safety inside the Richmond jail amid reports of attacks on inmates and deputies. One city official saying she's so worried about that violence, she's asking the state to step in.
Problem solver Tyler Lane took these issues straight to the sheriff, who's defending the work of her office.
What's going on inside the Richmond jail?
Everybody's scared for their life.
Questions are swirling as councilwoman and chair of the city's Public Safety Committee, Reva Trammell, says she's alarmed to hear of consistent reports of attacks on inmates and staff.
Their families have been calling me, begging me to try to help them because they're afraid something's going to happen to their loved ones. But I think it's horrible when these deputies go to work to do their job and they have to be severely attacked and assaulted.
Trammell believes the violence is getting so bad that she's requesting the state to investigate the jail.
I want someone to find out what is going on in there and why is this happening.
The elected leader of the Justice Center, Sheriff Antoinette Irving, has remained tight-lipped on the issue.
What is she doing? Where is she at?
Until now.
For people to talk negative about what it is that we're doing here, I don't take that too lightly.
Inviting CBS 6 into a cell block to answer our questions directly.
Do you feel like you're having issues with safety right now within the jail?
We do have challenges with safety and security, but no more than any other facilities.
Irving admits that yes, assaults on her deputies are happening, but not at an unusual rate.
When we have one incident, it appears that it gets blown out of proportion.
How often or how frequently, maybe in a given month, would you say that a deputy is experiencing being injured on the job?
Not often. We may have one this month and we may have one 6 months or a year down the road. So we're not having assaults every day. We're not having assaults every month.
CBS 6 obtained more than a dozen jail incident reports. They detail several assaults on staff within the past month, with inmates beating deputies, charging at them, throwing things at them, and Trammell says some have had to go to a hospital.
Just to set the record straight, you do not think the violence is getting out of control within this jail?
I always think that violence has its place to not be here. However, again, the violence in the street rolls over into the violence that we have here.
Irving says sometimes it's unavoidable. Out of the jail's 600 inmates, about half of them are violent offenders. Also, take into consideration that she's down about 160 deputies out of 385 total positions. The retention rate is 76%, but it's hard to recruit, she says.
We also have people that are overworked. We have people that are tired, we have people that are frustrated, and we have people that are disgruntled.
There's also safety concerns for the inmates after one died from a medical emergency in November while in custody. Irving now confirms that it was not related to an overdose. Ultimately, the sheriff disagrees with Trammell that a state investigation into her jail is necessary.
I can't stop her from asking for an investigation, but what I would like her to do is come and be a part of what it is that we're doing and see how hard these individuals are working. They're working hard, and for someone to say that they're not doing what they're supposed to do, it's really disappointing.
But the councilwoman says she's not backing down.
Something needs to be done now.
And I did reach out to state officials. A spokesperson for the governor's office says his Secretary of Public Safety and Homeland Security is requesting more information from this jail and in contact with local officials. The Office for the Virginia Attorney General has not yet received an official request for an investigation. In Richmond, I'm Tyler Lane, CBS 6 News.